Jason. Let's rock with our Friday show. How's everybody doing here out here in the Steelers world? We're going to talk a little bit about maybe AB, the crazy one, being pissed off about his number being ditched out there to Patterson. We're also going to talk about the possibility of a Najee Harris trade. I know Sean and I had talked about it last week, so we're going to talk about that a little bit, and maybe that would work for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What about maybe filling one of the last remaining holes they have on defense? And, well, last glaring hole, and that's the slot cornerback position. And some may say get creative and bring in a guy like a Justin Simmons from the Denver Broncos, somebody like that. We'll see. But there's lots of shit going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers, as always. There's always news. What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? What's up, Sean? Happy Friday again to everybody. What's up, JD? We're getting things rocking here, guys, on Steel City Live. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff here as we move through our Friday edition of the show. As always, I welcome you, and I'm Jason if you're new and you're watching it for the first time, and I appreciate you. What's up, Justin? Again, guys, if you're not watching it now, you can watch it later, and replays are always cool too. You just got to wait for them to get loaded up. What's up, George? George in the house. It's so nice to get on here, guys. I got to say this, man. It's so cool to get on here, and then you have like your regular people that are always in here, and I really, really enjoy that. That's super cool, man. It's like having a group of friends that you don't have to leave your house for. I love it. Aloha, no doubt, guys. Aloha. But again, guys, we're going to talk about all that stuff. Maybe the Steelers fix that slot cornerback play in some creative way. But guys, you remember? Let's start there. I want to start there because it's really something I've been thinking about here for the last little bit. What about like guys like Trenton Thompson? They played really, really well last year. I thought Trenton did. When he came in, you had injuries to like Minka and players like that. Trenton could drop down in there, play that slot type role. Trenton's a big, heavy guy, and I felt like he would deliver some hits. I thought he was a good ball hawk. I know he's more of a guy that's still got to prove some stuff in the NFL to get his spot solidified. But if you look at him, I think he played at San Diego State, yeah. But if you look at his college tape, he was a ball hawk. He was a guy that would go after it and really lay some hits down. And I really like the way Trenton played. And they have Darius Rush that can maybe fill that role. You have Corey Trice that could be coming back from an injury. Dante Jackson coming in from the trade from the Carolina Panthers. I still think the Steelers need to draft another cornerback. But if you do get creative, there are ways. And some people were saying, hey, why don't you go out there like all Steelers? They're putting out there. Noah's putting out there. Steelers could fill final hole with Justin Simmons. So that's one thing he put out there. But there's tons of things out there that the Steelers, I think, could do if they get creative. And I like that. And I like the article. And I wanted to bring it up because I think it's definitely something that they do need to fix. Definitely. Thank you, man. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. I do love y'all, man, for sure. Oh, what's up, Big Stretch? I agree. Thanks. Yeah, this is a good community, man. Definitely. We get cranking along and get many people coming through. It is really, really cool for sure. Again, guys, if you're new, make sure you hit subscribe as we roll through, going to that 3,000 subscriber mark, going to that goal, man. Going to that goal. We got over 2,600 today, so let's crush it to 2,700. It's like every week, man. Going up. So we definitely want to keep on rolling and building the community. It's really fun to have everybody coming in. But again, guys, put your comments, questions, concerns. We're talking about this stuff here with the slot cornerback play. That's a big thing. What do y'all think about Antonio Brown being pissed off, saying that he would come play for the Steelers for 1 year for free? He wanted 86 though if he came in. He wants that Hines Ward's digits. I don't know. AB ain't no Hines Ward to me. I know AB was better athletically. He was a more gifted wide receiver. I know that. But heart-wise, guy that fought and cared about his teammates, I'd go and lean toward Hines Ward on that one, man. Keep AB far away from the locker room. No doubt, Sean. I got to say, no doubt. No doubt, bro. No freaking doubt, man. Absolutely. It's just crazy to me. AB is just such a odd man. Odd man. Also, guys, let me know what you guys think about some content we did earlier talking about McCole Pruitt. former Atlanta Falcon, former Tennessee Titan, coming into coming into that tight ends room. Guys, I don't think he'll be anything but a piece to help the other guys learn. A guy that knows Arthur's system, a guy that's going to be there as a sounding board for others. That's just my opinion. I don't really feel like he'll get a helmet even every week. That's just my opinion. But we'll see how this all goes. Again, I want to talk about maybe a possible trade of Najee Harris. Some people are putting that out there. What you would think that would look like. What kind of trade package would that be? What do you think you could get in a return for Najee Harris, as you know how devalued the running back position has been as of late? Now, there have been some other people that, think that have been given some bigger contracts out there. You look at some Saquon Barkleys and things like that, like to the Eagles. So they've paid for their running back, Christian McCaffrey's, but there's not many big monster contracts in the running back world. Some say package that together and, go after somebody else, I still think the Brandon Ayuk thing's a complete bonehead move if that's what you're trading Najee for. And it's not because I don't think Najee has the value to go there and get a guy like Brandon Ayuk. I think Brandon Ayuk's way better for the team than Najee, but man, you're gonna have to pay him, dude. And you got a guy like George Pickens already sitting there that you're gonna end up having to pay soon too. So why get yourself in the predicament of having just too many guys and trading away a piece like Najee for nothing? I would like to get a guy that you could actually have some control of for a couple years if you're gonna get rid of Najee for anything. That's just my opinion. Maybe you could go out there and find somebody else, what does the value of Najee Harris what does he have? He was picked 20th overall. I don't know. No, maybe not even that. Where was he traded to? Deal would be Steelers. No, I can't remember where Najee was actually traded to, but these guys are all talking about that stuff. But my 2 cents is, I don't know if I would trade Najee Harris for somebody like that. I don't know. I just don't like the deal long term is what I'm saying. I could see trading him off for something else in terms of like a wide receiver, but it would be a little less expensive wide receiver. George says, don't go away, Matt, AB. Just go away. No doubt. JD says Najee has been durable and consistent. Yeah, he has. And that's the thing, I think other teams would look at that. And I'm just wondering why there's so much trade talk all of a sudden. And you got to look at this too, guys. And I always bring this up to you. And I think it is a very important thing. When you start to see rumors trickling out, those rumors may not be the most true. Everything about the rumor may not be true. But there is some truth behind it somewhere. It got started somewhere. And we all have to remember that. That's why when some of these things start cranking, you got to kind of read between the tea leaves a little bit and try to see, what's real, what's not. Take the value out of it somehow. Try to figure out exactly what these people are all trying to talk about, because some people are creating a lot of this bullshit and trying to amp it up because they want a lot of clicks, And I don't know if that's the right way to go about things, but that's what they do. They're running a business, man. They're trying to fill their views, man, especially in the off season. That's why you get so many silly season things. But there are some truths behind all this stuff. There's somewhere that this rumor started, somewhere, somehow, with somebody, and it's not all fake. Excuse me. Let me get a drink. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button for us as we move through the Friday show. As always, the like button helps us out the most. So make sure you're doing that as we continue to go through everything tonight. And talking Steelers, talking football, and talking anything, I guess. What was his fifth year option, JD, is like $6.7 million, I do believe, to be exact. Also, JD, when you brought up earlier in the day, about like the deadline for these restructures, I don't think there is an absolute definitive deadline for those. I do think, though, that, I do know there are deadlines for other things like the picking up of the 5th-year options. And that's where the Steelers are going to have to figure this out sooner than later. That's what you have with Najee Harris. That's what you have with Justin Fields. You have that coming up here May 2nd. And the Steelers have to decide on that coming May 2nd. And when you're looking at building the roster for 2024 and beyond, those situations come into play a great deal, especially in the quarterback room, especially with when you're dealing with your number one running back. Those are big, big things that you have to figure out. And you need to be already planning for that. Like last year, you need to be planning for that. I know we didn't have Fields, but like with Najee, you needed to be having these plans in the works and trying to figuring out really what you were trying to do. What's up, Nathaniel? Donald Brown, magnificent coach and a very the best offensive coordinator and play call champion. Donald, big Brown Steelers Nation is ready for a Super Bowl. They didn't hire you yet, Donald. Man, I thought you'd already had your press conference, bro. Nathaniel, how do you feel about the Steelers getting McCole? I don't think much of it, Nathaniel. I was just talking about it a little bit whenever I started the show, and I think he's just going to be there for a sounding board as a guy that knows Arthur Smith's system, that's been in it a couple times, that's aware of how this all works, and I think he's going to be more of a sounding board and a learning tool for the rest of the room in that tight ends building or in that tight ends room. I think that's what he is being brought in for. I don't think he's going to get a helmet all the time. I just don't think he's that type of guy. I think he's been in the league 10 seasons, limited production. I just don't really feel like he is going to be any type of key cog in this puzzle for the 2024 season, at least in my eyes. JD, just wondering about Cam and a few others to free up some more money. Yeah, exactly, JD. They're going to have to do that ahead of the draft. That's why I really want you guys to pay attention here in the next couple weeks, because you are definitely going to see some restructures. They're going to have people they have to sign. They got the draft class they're going to have to sign. They're going to have to still fill some holes probably with other signings outside of the age or outside of the franchise. So they're going to have to figure some things out, and freeing up some money is the only way to do that. And JD brings up Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward coming off an injury-riddled season. But however, when Cam is healthy, he is a stud. But he does provide you leadership, and he does provide that quality veteran presence in the defensive line area. So what do? You still got to make some room, and I think Cam is team oriented enough that he realizes that, and especially after time cooling off from the season a little bit, recovering from some of his surgeries, I think he would figure that out. And they're not asking him probably to take some drastic pay cut. When you do these restructures, they're more of extensions, and you're kicking the can down the road a little bit, and you'll get your money. You just got to make sure you have it structured in the right way. Now they can get some money up out of that whenever they extend it and make those like voidable years and things of that nature. And I'm no capologist, guys, so I could be wrong on some things, but they can get out from underneath. Usually they structure it in a way you get a bonus or something like that, and then that frees up some cap space, and then it's tagged on to the next year, and then you got to flop that money again. And let's be honest, guys, the cap is kind of a fictitious number. Yes, it's set, and it's a cap, and it's a salary cap league. I get that. But the cap is definitely a fictitious number in the ways that it can be manipulated. And you're looking at numbers, you're looking at math, and you can make things work. And that's exactly what these teams do. They flip things around, they make things work. And that's why I say it's a fictitious number, because it can be adjusted in so many ways. There's so many outs. You look at even the Baltimore Ravens and other teams that have gotten trouble with void years and things of that nature, to where they're going to owe a pretty penny. It counts against dead money. So you actually really have to watch how you do these restructures and these extensions and things like that. Especially during the COVID times, they had brought those void years in, and those can get you in trouble, man. So you really got to pay attention to what you're doing, exactly what you're doing. And I think Omar Khan has been doing the cap game long enough that he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's not going to get this team in trouble. Miss Pittsburgh Roma saying that we are not going to make the playoffs. Dude, there's so many, Miss Pittsburgh. We are seeing so many. It's kind of crazy how many people are picking against the Steelers right now, and I like it a lot, actually. Patricia Jones says, don't trade Najee. I think he has a lot of support here in the city of Pittsburgh, and it's going to be something that is going to be a real challenge for the Steelers. Do you pay Najee Harris that money, What are your real needs? Is he have enough value to get you another piece that is more important than what Najee provides you? That is the real question that you ask yourself as a franchise and a general manager. The player that you are potentially trading, what kind of value do they give you outside of the organization to bring somebody in that may play a more important role? And I feel like Najee Harris's role is going to be a significant one in 2024 in Arthur Smith's offense. I think he is going to be a key player in this. Definitely. Donald Brown and Le'Veon Bell said he wants some work in the Steelers Nation again. What's up with that? We could use them in getting for pennies. You don't bring cancers back into the locker room. And I think Le'Veon has changed. I think Le'Veon may be okay if you would bring him and put him on a 90 man and allow him to work out in the summer or something, see what he got. I wouldn't mind that. Antonio Brown, though, has completely derailed his life, completely derailed everything that he built. And I would not want that around my franchise, especially around a veteran quarterback like Russell Wilson and then a younger, more impressionable guy like Justin Fields. I wouldn't want a guy like AB being around George Pickens. I wouldn't want that type of attitude inside of that building. And if I were the Pittsburgh Steelers, I wouldn't care what kind, if he was playing for free or not, which he can't. He would have to be on the vet minimum. Nobody plays for free. But still, Antonio Brown would be a detriment more than he would be a help in my eyes long term if you're building a franchise, especially with young players and you're rebuilding this team in a way, that Steeler way again. You want that type of environment. And you're Mike Tomlin. It's hard to control a guy like Antonio Brown. And Mike did an excellent job controlling him for many years. But whenever that train went off the rails, it went off the rails in a big way. And Mike Tomlin probably don't want that headache yet again. Yep, Bell and Brown both got what they wanted. Absolutely. George says Pruitt will not beat out Mount Washington. No way. No way, George. You know it for sure, buddy. Nathaniel Sampson. Bell missed too much time. He missed too much. It's too hard to adjust. The speed of the game, guys. You heard when Merrill was on the channel the other night when he was talking about speed and how the process this game, and it just doesn't go for quarterbacks. It goes for all positions. The speed and the processing goes for all players. And once you lose that speed, that game speed, it is definitely hard to adjust. You heard what he said. Jumping from college into the professional ranks is the biggest jump you're ever going to take at anything. The speed is that much different. You are competing against the best 1% of the entire world at the game of football, and the speed is not comparable anywhere. And that is very hard to adjust. And you've heard many players say that, many former players say that. And it wouldn't keep repeating itself if it wasn't true, you know? Toby, what's up? Our resident Titan guy. Music City. Skyler. Yeah, no AB. Yeah, he is high. He's high as hell. Ross Bestman, what's up? Is Justin Fields a future quarterback? Yeah, he's a future somewhere. Is he the future with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ross? That's the real question when you ask yourself this. And you're looking at Justin Fields and you're looking at this fifth-year option that's approaching for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, they only gave up a handful of dirty pocket lint for him. Cool. But they have to really realize, do they want him long term? And they need to figure this out in a hurry. They need to figure out if he's going to be able to adjust to this NFL game in a better way than he did in Chicago. That's the real question. And I don't think you know that until he plays games, but you're not going to have that luxury if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're just not, because you got him now, and the fifth-year option is rapidly approaching, and your back is against the wall now. It would absolutely be stupid to trade Najee. That's from Claude. He does got a lot of support. I see it from you guys in Mike Drop Mafia world. Everybody's showing him support. And there's a lot out there. And yeah, it is kind of odd. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do with a guy like Najee Harris that's due $6.7 million on the franchise tag. And if you are a fan, and if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you ask yourself, is that really that significant of a salary to pay for 1 year? And if you're Najee Harris, you ask yourself, damn, do I want to be tied to a 1-year deal for the franchise tag? Is that what I'm looking for? Or if you're Najee Harris, do you want to be here more long term and negotiate something in the $4 or $5 million range per season and maybe extend on a contract of 4 years, $25 million or something like that with a $5 million bonus or something? Would that be good enough for Najee Harris? Would that be significant enough for him and to get him really to be a Pittsburgh Steeler for virtually his majority of his career? Yes, like and subscribe. That's from Sean. Absolutely. Let's go Steelers. From It's Pittsburgh, Nathaniel. Like we know, Tomlin doesn't like hostages, so I think the Steelers will trade him if he wants out. I don't think Najee wants out, but I think Najee wanted some change, guys. You heard him at the end of last season talk about the structure and the inability for players to self-study. That came from Najee's mouth, not from my mouth. That didn't come from Jason or Mike Drop Sports. That's coming from Najee's mouth, to where he thinks there needs to be a more definitive structure inside of that building. He thinks there needs to be more rules, more challenges set in front of these players, more ability to self-study, more ability to self-motivate, and that comes from the top down. And we'll see. Maybe sometimes maybe Mike is too cool with people. I don't know. I'm not in that room. And some of these guys that are in that room that are there for interviews, they're not in there all the time either. So they don't get the full vibe either. Nobody does, unless you are a player, you know? Here we go. Skylar JF. Justin Fields definitely could be if he actually takes the time to learn and doesn't let his own ego get in the way. Good comment, Skylar. I like that. How do you tell if you get live? What do you mean, Ross? How do you tell if you get lives? You're on a live right now. I'm live. Claude Bishop, AB has CTE. Yeah, it seems like it. Something's wrong with him, man. I feel bad for him. I don't, kind of, because he's a grown man and he acts out. He should get the help he needs, but that probably comes down to, too, who's around him, man. Who's advising him, you know? It's a shame when you get all this money and shit, there's people with ill will around you, bad intentions, and it don't always pan out the best. And I think you're seeing that play out with Antonio Brown, absolutely. Donald Brown, Jalen Warren is getting it done. They need to give him that work. Starting running back, he deserves it because he's the power back. He proved it. I think Jalen Warren could be a number one. I definitely do, but I like the combination of Jalen and Najee. It's a luxury to have back there. It's a good change of pace. It's like throwing a change up if you're a pitcher. When you put Jalen Warren in, he's a different back to handle. He's a little bit feisty. He's a little wrecking ball, and he can break some big home runs from anywhere on the field. And that's the dynamic you like about Jalen Warren, a guy that can come and catch the ball out of the backfield. And then you look at a Najee Harris who can pound the ball, wear down the defensive front, and really start to take advantage of that play action pass game, really set those types of things up. So you like both of them and you like the dynamic that they bring. So you want to try to keep them both if you possibly can. Claude says Bell doesn't deserve another chance with the Steelers. Yeah, probably don't, bro. Donald, yes, champion, you were right. You got to adjust the speed levels of the modern day football society. NFL Steelers need to be more fast paced off. Yeah, the game is different, guys. The game has definitely changed. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Claude 6.7 is chump change for a guy like Najee. I think it's a lot for one season. You know what I mean? In my eyes, the running back position can be switched, man, so easily. And there's a reason it's devalued, and that's why. Because there's so many of these guys coming through that can get it done. And I think you can get the production. And I know what you're saying. I like Najee too, and I'm not down in him at all, Claude, at all. I'm not down in him. I think he's a quality player. I think he can smash the lineup, man. I think he can really wear people down. I think he's a valuable tool to have. But if you look at his numbers, 1,035 yards, that's about 60 yards per game average. And that's been about what he's averaged for his career. And that type of production isn't very hard to duplicate. And let's face that. That's just really true mathematically. Now, when you're talking about the other variables, what Najee brings, that's a little bit different story. So I think Najee is more of like a 5-6 million tops guy for me per season. I would really think that it would benefit the Steelers if they could get him for about $4 or $5 million. That would probably be the best. And then you have the best of both worlds. I'd be cool with that. But Najee Harris isn't no $10 million a year running back. I just don't think that. Big Stretch 357 to support Najee and Jalen. We should go get their angry run. Short both beasts, one dream, kicking butt, got mine, and it's comfortable. Yeah, man, you got to go out there and get the line too, man. That's what we got to get. That angry little dude, Jalen, some guys that can block and plow the way, man. And I really thought last year too something that they didn't utilize that maybe they would utilize under Arthur Smith this year. And tell me if I'm wrong or being out of the box here a little bit. But I thought they should do some double back sets with Najee and Jalen both back there. I think that would add a cool dynamic and a cool layer to this offense. Ross, at Ross, are you subscribed? Oh, yeah, you got to hit subscribe, but you can tell when I go live every day if you hit the notification bell, if that's what you were asking, Ross. Miss Pittsburgh, we are all the way live. Absolutely. Claude Bishop Warren is good, but he fumbles too much. How many fumbles did he have, Claude? I don't know. I'm asking. I really, truly don't know. I'm not being like smart or anything. I'm going to look it up, though. We'll see. Let's see what he had last year. He was loose with the ball. I will give you that. He had 149 attempts last year for 784 yards, averaging 5.3 yards a carry on 4 touchdowns, 61 yards receiving. That was last year. Let me see if we can get some better stats on here. Let me see if we can get his fumbles and things like that. Fumbles. He had 4 fumbles last year. He only lost 2 of them. So, yeah, he did fumble a little bit more than I wanted to see. I'll agree with you there. 5 total fumbles for his career. So, Jalen Warren, yeah, a guy that's had some good stats, but definitely needs to hold on to the ball a little bit better. Ross, once you subscribe, make sure you click the bell for notifications. Ravens are stacked. They have Lamar Jackson, and he don't win. And he's not going to be winning a championship. He's just not. I applaud guys that can be runners and athletic and versatile, but you need a guy that is a processor of the defense that can break things down, that can pass from the pocket. And if you don't have that ability and you don't succeed at that, you're not going to win championships. You may win, but you're not going to reach the mountaintop. Unless you get real lucky. You can't name very many running quarterbacks that just go out there and win championships. I can't name one. I don't consider Patrick Mahomes a running quarterback. He's a more pocket passer type guy, throwing on the run if he needs to. But Patrick Mahomes stands in there, dissects defenses, breaks them down, and is able to analyze and anticipate where the football needs to go. And that is a quality tool that most quarterbacks don't have. He doesn't have happy feet. He's able to stand tall in the pocket, and you have to have that. And Lamar Jackson, in my eyes, just ain't that dude. I feel like he's more of a run-first guy. That's what shies me away from Justin Fields a little bit. He's a run-first type guy. Fumbled the ball a ton. But the Steelers are stuck with him. The Ravens got Lamar. They paid him. So you got to work with what you got. So we'll see. Let's go Browns. Oh, there you go. T-Rella, Browns fan. Well, welcome. We love everybody. Claude Bishop, 60 yards a game with that O-line and quarterbacks. I'll take it. I just don't know, man. I don't think 60 yards is hard to replace. You could do that with anybody, really. I mean, I just don't think it's very hard to replace that in my eyes. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what the Steelers are probably like thinking, They're probably looking at it in that analytical way. And then I think they're looking at it on the other side. The other intangibles that, the analytics don't show. The leadership, the ability to wear down defenses, to bring in a guy like a Jalen Warren, to allow him to be able to hit those home runs a little bit easier, to get those big chunk yard plays with his speed and his ability to not be brought down right away. Then you bring in Najee and you pound him again. Those variables aren't measured on the stat sheet, I don't think. I think those ones are those, ones that you need to turn on the tape to see. Those intangibles. Alonzo Wade, yes, we need to get that offensive line right. Absolutely. And that's where I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to focus in this draft immediately. Don't be surprised if those are the first 2 picks, offensive line. I'm not saying that that's all that they'll pick, but I mean, don't be surprised if that happens. Don't be surprised. One Steelers insider, Ray Fittipaldo, guy I trust to get news from. I think he's a pretty accurate reporter, a guy that gives you good stuff. Has been reporting that they really love Talise Fiaga. I can't never say his name. Forgive me, my dogs are barking for some reason. I don't know why. It makes you crazy sometimes. But anyway. You think the Titans are top 3 team? I think they can be pretty good. Alonzo Wade, hard AF to run the ball without a line. It is, Alonzo, no doubt about it, man. When the line struggles, the running back struggles, the offensive line's the key, definitely. What's up, Pittsburgh Reels? Donald Brown. And when he fumbled, it was read out without no blocking, slippery, and they handed it to him. Yes, some of that was in the weather and things like that, but he still has, hold on the ball, practice that a little bit. Just make sure that you're having that in the back of your head if you're Jaylen Warren moving into the 2024 season. Ravens have Derrick Henry. Steelers play Derrick Henry well every time I felt like that I seen him, I don't think he tears the Steelers up. They control him, I'm not super worried about King Henry. I'm really not. I think if he gets into that mode of mowing people over and he's running people down, you just got to make your stand, man. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers defenses have always been strong enough to take that beating and make that stand. And I like it. I don't fear him in any way, and I don't think the Steelers do either. Pittsburgh Reels, will McCole Pruitt be a main tight end on the Steelers this year? No, I don't think so. I don't even think he'll have a helmet all the time. The Steelers don't fear Lamar. That's from Claude. Absolutely, Claude, you're right. The Steelers don't fear him, and they have a very good record against Lamar Jackson. I don't fear him personally as a fan. People are like, oh, man, it's Ravens week. Lamar Jackson. And he's a phenomenal athlete. I'm not saying that. And I know some people take me out of context like, Lamar is a beast athlete. Absolutely he is. But he ain't my quarterback that I would want. He's just not that dude for me. I think there's other guys that are way better in my eyes throughout the league. I definitely do. And then I had a comment today talking about Russell Wilson is so horrible and that he couldn't throw touchdown passes. Lamar Jackson, your NFL offensive MVP, had 28 touchdown passes last year. Russell Wilson had 27. Why comment and say that Russell Wilson can't score the football? His offenses don't score points. He scored one less passing touchdown than the offensive MVP. I mean, if you're going to use statistics and you're going to use these things, use them all. Don't use the ones that suit your narrative. Use them all. I think Russell Wilson struggles in some significant areas. I do. But don't tell me he can't score points. Like, that's just far-fetched. Sean, Derrick Henry has never rushed for more than 75 yards against the Steelers defense. There you have it, guys. That's an excellent statistic. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. So the Steelers aren't fearing King Henry, Nathaniel Sampson asked, Sean, do you fish? Yeah, there you go, guys. Sean does do that. He's going to be putting it on his channel. Big Stretch, my bad. That was supposed to say Angry Run t-shirts. It's all right, dude. I decipher them all. Big Stretch. Don't worry about it, buddy. You're all good, my friend. Guys, I forgot to look at who all the Mic Drop Mafia members were, the new ones. We had several here in the last few days. I'll announce them tomorrow live on the channel. My apologies, I forgot to look. I was talking to Sean before the show, and we were bullshitting, and I got like, oh, shit, I got to do the show. So I did not look, but I'll look tomorrow. We're going to do a show with old Steeler Wade. Let him come on and bullshit Steelers with us for a special Saturday show. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button as we move through Steel City Live, only here on Mic Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason, as always. And make sure you subscribe, guys. We just broke the 2,600 subscriber mark today, so we're cruising, man. We were a channel way farther down the road in terms of subscribers not long ago, so let's keep on cranking that out, man. It's really, really fun, and I appreciate you guys giving me the support. Donald says Jalen Lawrence, more explosive, faster, out of the backfield, and get first downs and touchdowns and get in the end zone. You're right. We don't fear Lamar Jackson. TJ Watt shuts him down every time, and he does not play against our defense very well at all. Where's the threat to him? I think the same thing, Donald. Lamar Jackson's just a running quarterback, and that's why he didn't succeed where he wanted. He overruns the ball, and he's not accurate with the he's not very accurate in my eyes. I know he does have 28 touchdown passes last year. I applaud him for that. I feel like he has some special attributes, but I feel like when the chips are down, he's not that guy that's going to put his team on his shoulders and pass them out of a situation. He can run you out of a situation in a heartbeat. But then you have the worries about getting injured and all that kind of stuff too when he's running too much. He has to find that balance. And until Lamar Jackson really, truly finds that balance, That's where he's dangerous. When he has a game where he is very balanced, taking off when he needs to, passing when he needs to, being able to anticipate throws. That's when you need to worry about Lamar Jackson. When he's not doing that, and I think the Steelers do a great job of disguising their schemes, and I think they do a great job of confusing him inside of the pocket to where he is not able to get on pace and get on schedule, to where they are able to corral him and keep him inside of the pocket, keep him from busting monster runs all the time. He'll get you every once in a while, but they do a great job in confusing him. That interception he threw down in the red zone, Joey Porter Jr. picking that off last year, was a Lamar Jackson mistake in my eyes. He passed the ball where he shouldn't have passed it. He wanted to try a rookie he shouldn't have tried, and he made a mistake and read the play wrong. And that was a Lamar Jackson mistake. That was all on Lamar Jackson. I know some people tried to pass the blame to Odell Beckham, but that was a Lamar Jackson mistake. He put the football in the wrong place. He read the play wrong. That's just simple. George, earhole tackle that like button. Absolutely, George. I like that saying. Earhole tackle that. Yeah, no doubt. Smash the like button, guys. That is so. It's a free way to help your creators. I'm not sure why more people don't do it. It don't cost you nothing. Don't commit you to anything. Just hitting the like button. It's just something easy to do that helps people out. It's definitely something really cool to do for your creators. Matt Burton says Lamar runs through the NFC, but teams that know him can do and can beat him. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Once you learn him and you learn his patterns and you're able to disguise the defenses the way you want, absolutely, you can figure him out. And that is very true, Matt. And the Steelers do have him figured out. And I really think the Steelers know how to play him. And Mike Tomlin has to be credited for that. Terrell Austin has to be credited for that. Randy Fichtner has to be credited for that, I believe. No, wasn't Randy? No, not Randy. Oh, shit. What's his name? Yeah, last one. The last coordinator. I can't even think of his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Sorry. DJ Thomas, getting rid of Harris will be a mistake. Possibly, but what price do you value him at? That's what you really have to ask yourself, guys. Where do the Steelers value Najee Harris? Period. What kind of value are they putting on him? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Is it less than $6.7 million per season? And I think that it seems like that answer is yes. I think that answer is less than $6.7 million per season. Christophus, what's up, man? Lamar has only lost one game against the NFC in his career. Yeah, he tears them up, man. Pittsburgh Reels, I have to go. See you, buddy. See you, bud. All right, guys, make sure you're putting your comments in, all that good stuff as we continue to talk through all this Steelers news of the day. Again, guys, I do think that there is a lot of stock in what Ray Fittipaldo is talking about out there, given the scenario of the Pittsburgh Steelers trading up for the big tackle, Talise Funga. I'm going to call him Funga, whatever. I can never say his damn name, man. It pisses me off. You know who I'm talking about. We'll call him Talisa. Is that his first name? Talisa? Yeah. But I definitely think that they could trade up for him. I think that that's a possibility. And we'll have to learn how to pronounce his name correctly because I can never say it. And I've learned it, dude. I've listened to other people say it. And I learn it, and it just does not come out of my mouth correctly. It's so weird. I hate that. But anyway, guys, Michael Thomas could be the Steelers' wide receiver solution. Did you guys hear that one? That's a Sports Illustrated article also, which I wanted to bring up, which is kind of crazy to me. The Pittsburgh Steelers could add a Pro Bowl all-pro wide receiver with all-pro upside. Sorry. That was from Noah also. He must write for Sports Illustrated because I see his articles quite frequently. I don't know if I like that. I think he's been out to the game just a little bit with these injuries and shit. I think there's too many far-fetched rumors, man. I think some of these things, like I said, are just more for clicks and watches and views as they are for realistic things that could happen. Fuaga. Yes, Chris. Thank you. I appreciate you, my friend. I can pronounce it that way if that's how you say it. Fuaga. There you go. There. Woo. Nice, dude. Thank you. I can read. See, you put it in my terms, in my way of pronouncing. Nice. I can understand that. Who does Nations Brown think he is? Maybe if he kept his career good, but he complete threw it away. Absolutely. I don't know who he thinks he is. He's a smart ass, man, first and foremost. He says some really dumb things, man. Super dumb. I don't know how these guys, with there being YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch, TikTok, there's all these social media platforms. So you have to be able to watch yourself, right? And I probably mess up a lot too. But I don't feel like I speak some of the dumb shit that Antonio Brown speaks out there into the airwaves, man. Like, you don't realize that, like, you're on national TV, you're on in front of millions of people all the time, everybody watching what you say, and you say some of the craziest, dumbest shit in the entire world. And then, not only that, but you're videotaping calling your kid's mother, crazy out of pocket names and doing craziness and saying craziness to cops and stuff. Like, you just do really dumb stuff. Taking your shirt off on national TV on in a game, your pads, throwing them out, acting like a lunatic, man, running around, waving your hands in the air, talking about Tom Brady's wife. Dude, like, get a grip on yourself, bro. Get a grip, man. That's what money does to some people, I guess. Fuaga. Nice, dude. Thank you, brother. Inky Britches. What y'all having for dinner tonight? No, I don't know. Nothing right now. AB is off his meds from Matt Burton. Absolutely. Connor Keffer. It's the only way for people to talk about him now. Absolutely. And it's a cry for help, man. It really is. He's like, oh, my Lord, I destroyed my career. Now I got to be in the limelight somehow. Let me say dumb shit. Let me go out there and run my mouth to anybody I can run it to. And the more off the wall things I do, the more off the wall things I say, more people are going to watch me. If that's your motto, man, for getting yourself and keeping yourself relevant, I don't want to be famous. That's what I would say. JD, I think the Steelers will get a deal with Najee so they won't be on the hook for $6 million. About $3 million a year would be good. I agree, JD. I would be on board. My max top end for Najee is $4 to $5 million per season for 4 years. I believe a $20-25 million deal tops would be an absolute good deal for both sides in my eyes. I think that that's where I value Najee as a fan. I think that's where JD's kind of leaning toward, more like the $15 to $20 million range when he's talking $3 million, if you're dealing in that kind of years, So we'll see. Something like that, because you're going to have a bonus incorporated. That's why I said if you do 3 years for 3 million, 4 years, that's 12 million total base salary, and you're going to get some bonuses in there. You're looking at probably north of 20, something like that. But that's how you make it work with Najee in my eyes. And I think it's good for both sides. I think it, gives Najee some stability, allows him to know he's making quality money for several years. He doesn't have to worry about it. He knows where he's going to be. I think that's the best in my eyes. If I were Najee's agent, I would say that it's probably good to go, but that's just me. Yeah, I know, Connor, and yet we do still give him coverage. You're absolutely right. It's crazy. We all fall into the trap. You're right. Absolutely, man. Am I the only one who is wondering how Lamar Jackson has never had a big season-ending injury with how much he runs the ball? He's had some. He's been in the sweatsuit crew some. Nothing crazy, I don't think. You're probably right about that, Sean. I don't know. I don't know his whole injury history. I know he's been in a sweatsuit crew several times. That's what I call the injured posse that hangs out at the end of the sideline, all in sweatsuits for the team, the sweatsuit crew. Oh, thank you, Nathaniel. Claude Bishop, it won't end well for him. Charles Brummer, trade Najee if you're high. ASF, yes. JD, man, would I like to have just one signing bonus? Me too, JD. Me too, bro. Matt Barton, Najee is Pro Bowl running back. Pay him. What do you guys want to pay him, though? Put that in the comments for me so I'm kind of getting where you are. JD put his in there. $3 million per is where he's looking. But give me some breakdowns on what you guys are thinking in terms of contracts. What you think you would pay him. What do you think his value would be? How many years and how many million per year would you be looking, guys? Put that in there. I agree with Matt. What Matt say? I'm sorry, I missed it, buddy. Oh, Najee is Pro Bowl pay. Put it in there, guys. What you think? Steelers go O-line first round and get lucky with JPJ or Zach F out of West Virginia. Be a good draft year like last year. Yeah, I think they definitely find their center. I really do. I think that's going to be a priority. But I think they come away with the tackle in the first round. I really do. I think that's got some steam to it. I definitely think that's probably their first pick. It's going to be a Mims, Latham, or Fuaga. Yeah, there it is. I want to pay Najee $1,000 a week. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, Oscar? What's up, man? Connor, can we talk about how amazing this defense is going to be with the new additions? I think you're right. It is going to be amazing. And I brought it up last night on the show. I think this Steelers defense in 2024 has the potential to be absolutely 1,000% lethal. I have a feeling that they could really do some good things. And imagine if any of these cornerbacks that they currently have rise up to a JPJ type standard, and you have Joey Porter Jr. on the other end, and then you're adding a guy like Patrick Queen, you have a guy like Minka, you're adding maybe one of these young guys, maybe they, step up and have something big happen for them, like a Trenton Thompson, a Darius Rush, Dante Jackson, Corey Trice. Man, I think you could have something really, really special. Then you look at the best defender in the entire world in TJ Watt. Then you look at Alex Highsmith. Then you see a guy like Cameron Hayward coming off injury, should be healthy for the first time in a long time. A rising star in Keanu Benton. I think Herbig is going to shine in a big, big way. You have a Landon Roberts, who was absolutely special in my eyes with his leadership, his ability to fight off injuries. I think he really did special things last year, holding that linebacker room together. And I think you're 1,000% accurate. This Steelers defense is going to be absolutely crazy, man. They are going to be batshit crazy. I'm telling you. And they are going to hit people in the mouth, and you are going to see that Steelers brand of football that you've been missing for some time. An aggressive style play with Patrick Queen in the middle, head hunting. And you're going to have guys that don't mind to hit, man. KZ, Minka, JPJ needs to be a little bit more aggressive in the hitting department. But I like his coverage. I like what he does. I like the way he likes the challenge when people are trying to test him. I love that about him. I really do think that this is going to be a good one. I really, really do. And if they can fix this slot cornerback position, really make sure they shore that up. But I think there is still options there. I definitely do. All right, let's keep getting back to the comments. Chris, the Steelers will not trade Najee. He never fumbles and has a nose for the red zone. Najee, 2.5 per year, 3-year deal. Sean saying 2.5 mil per year on 3 years. Claude says 4 years, 30 million with 20 guaranteed. So what's that break down to? Yeah, you're looking at about what, 6-7 million a year. Nathaniel, 4 years, 15 million. My price might be a bit high because of the price the Eagles paid for Saquon. 4 years, 15 million. That's about right. I think it should be about 4 years, 20 million. I don't think it's too high, Nathaniel. I think definitely that would be all right. You guys paid a lot for Saquon. What'd you pay for Saquon in Philly? Matt Barton, snake butt last year with friendly fire injuries. Need to watch that. Yeah, injuries are going to happen, guys. It's football. We got to face that. Injuries will happen. Those we can expect. DJ Thompson, we are making our defense old quick by our offense, always leaving them on the field. Wilson don't have to be perfect, and Fields can grow and make the offense as good as the defense. DJ, I brought that up a lot too last season. The ball control, that's the biggest thing. And like you just said, that keeping your defense off the field, man, they got to do that. They got them beat up last year. That offense being 3-and-out specialists last year, that was their main statistic in my eyes. Really hurt that Steelers defense, and it really showed throughout the year. And the Steelers recognize that, and they know they can't have that happen again. You can't have your defense so beat up by the playoffs that it doesn't matter. They're non-existent. And you saw the Steelers against the Bills. They couldn't tackle. They couldn't stop anybody. They were beat up, man. They had too many walk-ons. They had just too much going on, man. Let me get a drink. Good for you, Zoop. That's a lot of family. Glad you have a big family. JD. Najee never missed a game. Top 4 in the NFL rushing the last 3 years. And top 10 in receiving last 3 years. Not bad stats, JD. Not bad. Not bad. But the question remains, why is the running back so devalued nowadays? That is the major question. I think it's devalued because I think you can find the same type of guys over and over and over through the draft. And I don't think, it's as important nowadays either when you're in a pass happy league. Maybe that's it. I don't know. It is devalued though, and that is a serious issue for the running backs. If you play running back, Derrick Henry got 2 for $20 million. Yeah, $10 million a year. George says it's a passing league. Absolutely, guys. That may be it. 2 for $20 million for Derrick Henry, man. I don't even know if I'd have did that. I just really don't. I don't think the production equals the value in my eyes. What you're getting out, I don't know. I just don't think so. When I just look at how pass happy the league is, like George is saying it. George is dead on, man. Pass happy league, and you it's hard to value that running back and pay them, 40, 50 million over 4 or 5 years. It's tough. If O-line opens holes, even I can get a yard, maybe two. Amen, JD. Amen. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button for us as we move through the show here on Steel City Live. We're going to hit this show for about an hour's worth of time. We're already at about 51 minutes, so we're going to hit it about an hour here. Well, Jason, I think it's because everybody is getting more athletic and can do more things. Yeah, you're probably right there too, Big Stretch. These guys are definitely better and better and better every year. I mean, guys that can do more, way more versatile. You're getting guys. Look at some of these guys too. You're looking at the guys like a Debo Samuels. Those types of players. You're getting to see those types of guys that can do the running, that can do the pass catching, that, line up in different places. And you're getting that type of value from players to where that probably devalues the quarterback. Just like Big Stretch is saying there. You're getting guys that can do more, that are better, that can do way more things. And that matters too. Jason, will there be a show tomorrow? Yeah, I'm going to let Steeler Wade come on, man, get a chance. And, Steeler Wade, he has a little bit of a smaller channel right now, but you guys maybe could check him out and give him some support. And I always said to myself, if I ever got a good bit of subscribers and I was ever in a position to where I could help other people out, gain some, maybe some people, some eyes on them, get them some views or something, just help them out in general, build their stuff up, I would always do that because I felt like I reached out to a lot of people and there were very few people that would ever even speak to me while I was trying to build this channel up. And I always said that I wouldn't do that because I think that's an asshole move. And when guys reach out to you and they're cool and, you offer, hey, man, I could help you out if I can, I'll try my best to help you and get you a little exposure. I think you should do that. And I think you should always do that for everybody. You shouldn't, you can't help everybody and their brother, but I think you should reach and help people out, man. There's enough room for everybody. And some of these guys that are real arrogant and assholes about it, I don't like that. So I always said to myself I'd try to help people out. So we're going to let Steeler Wade come on tomorrow. He's going to talk some Steelers with us. We're going to have a great time. We're going to do it at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, he is, Abigail. Claude Bishop. Najee is a good pass-catching back, too. He can catch. How about that catch in Baltimore from KP8? That was a good one, Absolutely, Abigail. Miss Pittsburgh with the emojis. Absolutely, guys. When Miss Pittsburgh puts them in there, it always reminds me you can get all the emojis and you can get all the loyalty badges and you can get entered into our giveaways if you become a Mic Drop Mafia member for 99 cents a month. That just gets you some episodes that are member specific, things like that. And also, we're doing our giveaway. This month's giveaway, April 12th, next Friday, is the James Harrison photo. That'll be given away. I pay for the shipping and handling. All you're doing is getting yourself a chance in the giveaways and becoming part of the Mic Drop Mafia family, guys. And it is truly a family. Everybody here takes care of each other in the chat, really supports each other, and it's really, really cool. It really is. I think so, anyway. Saturday bonus show. Amen. Absolutely. Big Steeler Wade coming on. We're going to do the damn thing. DJ Thomas, I think we have to ask it the other way. Are we getting an O-line upgrade, a center, two mobile quarterbacks, a run-heavy offensive coordinator? How valuable is it to have two guys who can split the load? I think very valuable, DJ. Good comment. Very good. I think it's extremely valuable. And that is something you have to ask yourself if you're the Steelers. And look, guys, when I give my comments, nothing's definitive. I'm giving options is what I'm giving, you know? I like to hear what you guys have to say. And you guys have awesome comments, and I like that one. That one from DJ was really good there. You have to ask yourself how to think of these things in several different ways. And that's how you can kind of decipher what's going on with the football team and every franchise. And you have guys that throw all these crazy rumors out there. You never know what the hell's the truth. So you kind of decipher it yourself. Think about the situation. Look at it. Break it down. Come to watch us. We talk about it every day. And I think it is valuable, DJ. Very, very valuable, man. I don't ever understand why the running back position is so underpaid. Every play of the game, they got to hit or be hit. They have to run the ball, catch the ball, break tackles, read the defense. Absolutely, Sean. They have to also pick up blocks, like you're saying, read the defense, play action game. They have to be able to pick up the correct read on the block. They have to be able to protect your $50 million quarterbacks that you have back there, because if they miss a block, you get crushed. Do you remember years ago when Bart Scott absolutely decapitated Ben Roethlisberger and why that happened? It was the hardest hit that Ben Roethlisberger said that he had ever had in his entire football playing career. Bart Scott absolutely dismantled Ben Roethlisberger and pile drived him into the turf. And why was that? Because Willie Parker misread and went the wrong direction. Didn't do the correct play. He didn't pick up where the blitz was coming from, and he went the opposite way. And if you are a running back, that is something that you have to be able to do well. When you're in a sidecar when the quarterback is back in the pistol or the gun, and you're the sidecar running back, you have to read. It's not always a definitive, I'm going this way because I'm at the quarterback's left, so I'm going left. I'm at the quarterback's right, so I'm going right. It always isn't like that. You have to read where the pressure is coming from and where the protection needs to be. And if you're not able to do that, you're not a good processor, you're going to get the quarterback jacked up. And is that what you want to do? I mean, let's be real, you know? And that's a great point Sean brought up. Nathaniel Sampson, has Steeler Wade ever been on your show before? Nah, man, he never come on. This will be his first one. Oh, yep, Sean blocked the blitz. They all don't. Yep, exactly. It's mine. Smith Pittsburgh's getting that picture, she said. She got 2 chances because JD gave her his. That will look good in my hands, Nathaniel. Yeah, you're an Eagles fan, though, Nathaniel. That's going to be a dilemma. You're going to have to hang up the 6 Steeler merch, bro, and take me a picture. Mitch Pittsburgh says she remembers that hit. Yeah, guys, go back. Type in YouTube. Ben Roethlisberger talks about the hardest hit ever that he ever took. Or type up Bart Scott behind the curtain, maybe. Where they talk about like Ravens things. And there's a little thing where he's talking about that hit and exactly what happened. And that's what happened. Willie Parker missed the block. Willie Parker missed the read. And it got Ben killed, man. Willie never saw Scott until it was too late. Absolutely. He whiffed, man. He whiffed. And you can't overcome that. You're getting your quarterback killed, especially when he burp the baby is what Bart Scott calls it. So when these guys, the defenders call when the quarterback drops back and he pumps, they call that burping the baby. So when Bart Scott was running after him, he had said, when Ben Roethlisberger burped the baby, I knew I had him dead to rights because I could just crush him. And actually, Bart Scott said that he put his head to the outside instead of burying it in his chest because he respected Ben so much and they played against each other so much. They had such an intense rivalry. He knew if he would have hit him dead square in the chest, that he would have broke ribs and shit. And he's like, I wasn't going to break his ribs and things like that, so I put my head to the outside at the absolute last second. That's what he says. That's a pretty crazy thing. What's up, D? Antonio Brown be cray cray. I'm upset with the Steelers too, though. I know D's salty still about the Mason thing. I still think they should have kept him too, D. Absolutely. But it goes on. The wheels on the bus go round and round. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button for us. We got a couple more minutes. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about, put that in there real quick. My brother is a Steelers fan. I'll give it to him. There you go, Nathaniel. There you go. That'll be cool. But what happens, guys, next Friday whenever I pull the winner? So you have to be a Mic Drop Mafia member, which is 99 cents a month. That'll put you in the giveaway. I'm going to put everybody in like a barrel, a hat, something. And I'm going to have my 9-year-old son come down here, and he's going to draw it live on the show on the 12th, next Friday. We'll do it about midway through the show. And then what will have to happen, you will email me through micdropsports@yahoo.com, and I will check my junk mail because I have tons of messages going to that, and I still don't know why. But anyway, I will make sure that I check the mail. You'll let me know where you want it sent to, and I will send it out, and you should have it, within the week. I guess that's probably how long. It just depends on where you live. Unless you're Sean and live in freaking the jungle of Hawaii, then probably about a month later he might get it. I might have to work for 6 months to pay the shipping and handling to send it there. Willie, no, we did that one. We did that one. George with the emojis. I love it. JD, Steelers were getting smoked 17-0 at the time. 2006 was a bad year for Ben on and off the field. Absolutely tough year following that Super Bowl victory in 2005. JD for Ben Roethlisberger. Absolutely. You need to eliminate one and then pick the winner next. Oh, no, I'm just going to pick it straight out. If everything's going to junk mail, your spam filter settings are too strict. Okay, D, I'll check that, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Mike Drop Sports, just saw that you're going live after opening up YouTube app on my phone, and I figured I'd jump on and drop a comment. Keep up the great work. Thank you, man. I appreciate you always giving me kind words, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is motivation. Guys, when you give me those kind words, those are definite motivation. And I thank you, and I'm very appreciative of that. Absolutely. But we are going to be wrapping it up, guys. We've been going for a little bit over an hour. Again, my voice gets hurting. Tomorrow, we're coming back on with our boy Steeler Wade. So check that out and make sure you support him up. Again, guys, when people are starting out, they got to get their quirks worked out. They got to get, things going. And it takes time. And definitely the support. And when you have support, it just motivates you more. That's what motivates me. So, give support to all your creators out there. Hit the like button. Watch their stuff. Drop them a line here and there. You're part of the journey, man. Definitely. So I appreciate it. I'm sorry, D, man. I don't know what's been going on. I've been sharing them and stuff. Guys, make sure you like our Facebook page. We just built that. Mike Drop Sports. The link's in the bio. You can go over there and like that and follow that page because that'll give you an update. Every day I share that to that page, which doesn't have a ton of followers right now because we just started that. We just started posting to TikTok also. The link's in the bio for that. And also we have a Twitter, Mike Drop Sports. The link's in the bio for that also. So if you guys want to go on there, I share the live streams and let them go so you know exactly when we're kicking things off every day. So if you want to do that, definitely go ahead and check it out. Definitely Nathaniel. No doubt. It ain't even his. Numbers ain't even retired. Thanks, JD. All right, guys. I got to roll, man. I was your third follower on Facebook. Thank you, Nathaniel. I count on you, brother. Appreciate it. See you, Sean. Did I spell it right? I can't remember. I'm not sure what you're putting there. Sorry. All right, guys. I got to roll, man. Good night to everybody. Thank you again. I hope you all have a safe weekend. Make sure you join us tomorrow to show Steeler Wade some love and give him his first chance talking to a bunch of folks live. It'll be a really cool experience for him. It'll be a cool experience for me. Sean will be back here soon, too. He was going to come tonight, but he was outside weed eating. Good job, Sean. But anyway, it's all good. But anyway, guys, we're going to try to figure some stuff out, too. We might even have a three-person show tomorrow if I can get this all figured out by then. So we'll see. But make sure you turn on your notification bell. That's the only way to know when things are coming on. Make sure you do that and join our other social media accounts. I appreciate it. And until next time, guys, I'm Jason. This is Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. Peace. Thanks, guys.